Flying first class is about more than just legroom and champagne. It's an investment in an experience, a promise of seamless travel and exceptional service. So, when a first-class flight is cancelled, the frustration runs deeper than economy class woes. It feels like a breach of trust. Suddenly, the plush waiting area loses its appeal, and the complimentary champagne tastes bittersweet. The disruption cascades beyond the immediate inconvenience. Important business meetings might be missed. Long-awaited family reunions could be postponed. The disappointment is amplified, especially when you've paid a premium for a smooth and luxurious journey. It's easy to feel helpless in these situations, but remember, you have rights. Airlines are obligated to compensate passengers for flight cancellations and disruptions, especially in the EU and other regions with strong passenger protection laws. Don't let the airlines dismiss your concerns. You deserve answers, support, and fair compensation for the disruption you've experienced. The true cost of a first-class flight cancellation extends far beyond the price of the ticket. It's about the missed opportunities, the lost time, and the ripple effect it can have on your personal and professional life. Imagine this. You're on your way to close a major business deal, a deal that hinges on your timely arrival and personal presence. The cancellation throws your carefully crafted schedule into disarray. The potential financial implications are significant, or perhaps you were flying first class to attend a once-in-a-lifetime event, a milestone birthday, a family reunion, a dream vacation meticulously planned. The emotional toll of these missed moments can be substantial. The disappointment, the frustration, the feeling of helplessness, it all adds up. This is where understanding your rights becomes crucial. You're not merely entitled to a refund or a rebooked flight. You deserve compensation for the tangible and intangible losses incurred due to the airline's negligence. Remember, your time is valuable and your experiences are priceless. Don't let the airlines treat your first-class investment as insignificant. Equip yourself with the knowledge and tools to claim the compensation you deserve. Navigating the world of flight disruptions can feel overwhelming, but for first-class passengers flying within or from the EU, there's a powerful ally. EU Regulation 261/2004, EU 261. This regulation is your Charter of Rights, ensuring that airlines are held accountable for cancellations and significant delays. Under EU 261, if your flight is cancelled less than 14 days before departure, you're entitled to compensation up to €600 per passenger, depending on the flight distance and delay at your final destination. But here's the kicker for first-class flyers. Since the compensation is calculated based on the original ticket price, your higher fare means potentially higher compensation compared to economy passengers. But EU 261 isn't just about financial compensation. It also mandates airlines to provide duty of care, including meals, refreshments, accommodation, and transportation to and from the airport if your flight is significantly delayed or cancelled. As a first-class passenger, you can expect a higher standard of care commensurate with your ticket class. Remember, knowledge is power. Familiarize yourself with EU 261 and other relevant regulations for your route. Websites like the European Consumer Centre Network offer comprehensive information and support to air passengers. Even with a first-class ticket in hand, you're not immune to the frustrating reality of denied boarding. Airlines often overbook flights, anticipating a certain percentage of no-shows. However, when everyone shows up, it's a scramble for seats, and sometimes even first-class passengers are left stranded. Being denied boarding, especially from a first-class cabin, feels like a slap in the face. You've paid a premium for exclusivity and comfort, and yet you're being told there's no room. But don't despair, because denied boarding, whether voluntary or involuntary, comes with its own set of rights and compensation under EU 261 and similar regulations. If you're denied boarding, the airline must first seek volunteers willing to give up their seats in exchange for benefits like rebooking on a later flight, meal vouchers, or even cash compensation. However, if there aren't enough volunteers, the airline might be forced to deny boarding to passengers involuntarily. In such cases, you're entitled to even higher compensation levels under EU 261, again scaling with your original ticket price. Remember, never volunteer to give up your seat unless the airline's offer truly outweighs the inconvenience caused. Know your rights, stand your ground, and don't settle for less than what you deserve as a first-class passenger. In the aftermath of a first-class flight cancellation, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and unsure of what steps to take. However, remember that knowledge and documentation are your most powerful allies. Just as you wouldn't leave for a trip without your passport, don't navigate the complexities of flight disruptions without a well-prepared paper trail. This paper trail serves as your evidence, your ammunition to support your claim for compensation. Start by gathering all relevant documents related to your flight confirmation, e-tickets, boarding passes, even if you didn't get to board, luggage tags and receipts for any expenses incurred due to the disruption. Take notes of everything: the time of the cancellation announcement, the reason provided by the airline, the efforts you made to find alternative flights, and any communication, emails, text messages, exchanged with the airline staff. If you experienced a significant delay at the airport, keep receipts for meals, drinks, and other essential purchases. Remember, the burden of proof often lies with the passenger. A well-documented paper trail not only strengthens your claim, but also makes the process smoother and more efficient. It demonstrates your diligence and commitment to seeking fair compensation for the inconvenience caused. Once you've gathered your documentation, it's time to navigate the often confusing labyrinth of airline compensation claims. The process can be daunting, with airlines often making it intentionally complex to discourage passengers from pursuing their rightful compensation. Your first point of contact should be the airline that operated the cancelled flight. Most airlines have dedicated sections on their websites for submitting compensation claims. Fill out the online forms accurately and comprehensively, attaching all supporting documents. While some airlines might be responsive and efficient in processing claims, others are notorious for their delays and attempts to minimize payouts. If you encounter resistance or receive unsatisfactory responses, don't be afraid to escalate your claim. Contact the airline's customer service department and, if needed, involve national enforcement bodies responsible for air passenger rights. For those who prefer a less confrontational approach or feel overwhelmed by the process, several reputable third-party companies specialize in handling flight compensation claims. These companies take on the burden of communication and negotiation with the airline, often for a percentage of the compensation received. As a first-class passenger, you've already invested significantly in your travel experience. When disruptions occur, maximize your chances of receiving full compensation. Know your worth and don't settle for a lowball offer. Be persistent and appeal decisions with additional evidence. Clearly articulate how the cancellation impacted your plans. Leverage social media to expedite the process. Seek legal advice if necessary. Be proactive, persistent, and well-informed to increase your chances of full compensation. Writing a compelling claim letter can significantly increase your chances of receiving compensation. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you craft a winning claim. Step 1. Your information. Begin with your full name, address, email address, and phone number. Include your flight details, flight number, date of travel, departure and arrival airports. Step 2. State your claim. Clearly state that you are seeking compensation for a cancelled flight and mention the relevant regulations such as EU 261. Specify the amount of compensation you're claiming and provide a breakdown of your expenses if applicable. Step 3. Explain the impact. Describe how the cancellation affected you, including missed business opportunities, events, or personal commitments. Be specific and provide details to support your claim. Step 4. Attach supporting documents. Include copies of your flight confirmation, boarding pass, luggage tags, receipts for expenses incurred, and any communication with the airline. Step 5. Proofread and send. Carefully proofread your letter for any errors in grammar or spelling. Send the letter via certified mail or a trackable courier service to ensure delivery confirmation. Remember, a well-written claim letter is clear, concise, and persuasive. By following these steps and providing supporting evidence, you can significantly increase your chances of receiving the compensation you deserve. Flight cancellations are an unfortunate reality of air travel, but for first-class passengers who've invested in a premium experience, the disruption can feel particularly frustrating. Remember, you have rights. Don't let the airlines dismiss your concerns or minimize the impact of their actions. Arm yourself with knowledge. Familiarize yourself with EU 261, other relevant regulations, and your rights as an air passenger. Document everything. Gather your evidence meticulously, creating a robust paper trail that supports your claim. Be persistent. Airlines might not make it easy, but don't be afraid to stand your ground and fight for the compensation you deserve. Remember, your time is valuable, your experiences are priceless, and your investment in a first-class ticket deserves to be honored. By taking action, knowing your rights, and being persistent, you can reclaim your first-class flight investment and ensure that airlines are held accountable for their actions. Don't let the frustration of a cancelled flight overshadow your journey. Take control, seek compensation, and continue to explore the world in style and comfort.